Welcome to this edition of Planet Earth Weekly News. Today, I'm gonna talk about three topics. One of them is the magnetic field unsettled, dozen of dead jellyfish, and NASA issues a 2012 warning. Let's start with the dead jellyfish report and topic or article. It says thousands of dead jellyfish mixed into piles of seaweed over 3 feet high. This is dated on February 1st, 2011. After decades of meandering along Florida beach, we were presented with a new experience at sunrise this morning. As the title line above indicates, no exaggeration, we saw piles of seaweed well over 3 feet high in places on Hollywood's North Beach this morning, with a more as of even more seaweed in the water washing into shore for high tide. Although we had never seen that much seaweed piled up before, supposedly that is not terribly unusual in Florida. What was even more highly unusual to us was that there were long stretches of 100 yards or so where there were hundreds of dead Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish, those purple bubblegum-like blotches of goo with the long stinging tentacles. With the most unusual things behind high concentration of about 10 dead jellyfish per square foot covering large areas. Never seen anything like that before, not anywhere near that thickly populated with dead creatures. Again, no exaggeration, and it put us in mind of something more obviously extraordinary, like the recent lamely over-explained and obtusely over-excused barnacles and fish kill. The even more unusual observance was that although seaweed and jellyfish do tend to wash up on the beach during time of high winds, there had only been overnight wind of 5 to 10 knots, which is actually quite normal, and we see considerably less seaweed and jellyfish even when there are high winds up to tropical storm force. So people, the dead fish, the dead birds, the sea animals continue dying. Now they have jellyfish killed, and he said that this is unusual. Even when a tropical storm hit, there are a lot less than this. So the weird things continue dropping in each place of the world in this 2011. This haven't stopped any day. It continues and continues and continues. Let's see what the future brings us, because this is very strange. Another article or news I want to read is the magnetic field unsettled today, Tuesday, February 1, 2011. Although solar flare activity has been relatively low for the past couple of days, February started off with instability in the Earth's magnetic fields. Magnetic field monitors went berserk today, registering an unsettled, meaning that the Earth's magnetic field was vastly disturbed. Many websites containing the N3KL monitor awoke this morning to a bright yellow indicator showing the Earth's magnetic field as unsettled. Geomagnetic indices, apart from the solar flux, other important influence on the ionosphere and hence radio propagation prediction is the level of geomagnetic activity. While the geomagnetic activity is a measure of the state of the Earth's magnetic field, this in turn is influenced by the sun. To indicate the state of geomagnetic activity, there are two indices are used that are related to each other: K index, A index. Although different, both these indices give indication of the severity of magnetic fluctuation, and hence the level of disturbance to to the "Don't let Google and the NSA spy on you." Use Google search on this. So something happened in the magnetic field that has a big disturbance, and the monitors went berserk today, registering an unsettled, meaning that the Earth magnetic field was vastly disturbed. So something happened over there. I'm still investigating the situation to see what finally is the excuse or the answer that they give us about this situation. Okay, I'm going to read. This is very important because I'm looking at a lot of videos. I'm seeing that they think that 2012, 2013 solar storm is going to be an easy job for anyone. It's going to be a hard job to do. Why? People are dismissing this situation, and this is very serious. Why? Because on 2006, NASA started warning us, and they have done a few articles telling us about this situation. I don't know why they don't speak, or the government speak directly to us about this. Maybe they don't want mass panic or something. But I'm gonna read both articles because maybe this is not all the latest news, but it's important information because in what they say in the articles. And I'm gonna specify the second one. This point something that is having me like thinking about it. So I'm gonna start with the first one that is dated on 2006, and then I will move to the 2010 report. Let's go with the first. It says solar storm warning, March 10, 2006, and the links of this information from NASA are going to be below the video, so you can read it later, or you wanna save it for information. It's official. Solar minimum has arrived. Sunspots have all but vanished. Solar flares are non-existent. The sun is auto-fly quiet, like the quiet before a storm. This week, research announced that a storm is coming, the most intense solar maximum in 50 years. The prediction comes from a team led by Mausumi Dikpati of the National Center for Atmospheric Research, NCAR. The next sunspot cycle will be 30 to 50% stronger than the previous one, she says. If correct, the years ahead could produce a burst of solar activity second only to the historic solar max of 1958. That was a solar maximum. The space age was just beginning. Sputnik was launched in October 1957 and Explorer 1, the first US satellite, in January 1958. In 1958, you could tell that a solar storm was underway by looking at the bars on your cell phone. Cell phone didn't exist. Even so, people knew something big was happening when northern lights were sighted 3 times in Mexico. A similar maximum now will be noticed by its effects on cell phone, GPS, weather satellites, and many other modern technologies. Right, intense auroras over Fairbanks, Alaska in 1958. So, this party prediction is unprecedented. In nearly 2 centuries, in the 11-year sunspot cycle was discovered, scientists have struggled to predict the size of future maxima and failed. Solar maxima can be intense as 1958 or barely detectable as in 1805, obeying no obvious pattern. The key to the mystery the Patty released years ago is a conveyor belt on the sun. We have something similar here on Earth, the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt, popularized in the sci-fi movie The Day After Tomorrow. It is a network of currents that carry water and heat from ocean to ocean. In the movie, the conveyor belt stopped and threw the world's weather into chaos. The sun conveyor belt is a current not of water, but of electrically conducting gas. It flows in a loop from the sun equator to the poles and back again, just as the great ocean conveyor belt contours weather on Earth. These solar conveyor belts contour weather on the sun. Specifically, it controls the sunspot cycle. Solar physicist David Hathaway of the National Space Science and Technology Center explained, "First, remember what sunspots are: tangled knots of magnetics generated by the sun's inner dynamo. A typical sunspot exists for just a few weeks. Then it decays, leaving behind a core of weak magnetic fields. Enter the belt. The top of the conveyor belt skims the surface of sun, sweeping up to the magnetic field of all dead sunspots. The curves are dragged down at the pole to a depth of 200,000 kilometers, where the sun magnetic dynamo can apply them. Once the curved magnetic knots are claimed to unfly, they become buoyant and float back to the surface, pressed to new sunspots." Okay, I'm going right to the information. Okay, when the belt is turning fast, it means that a lot of magnetic fields are being swept up, and that a future sunspot cycle is going to be intense. This is a basis for forecasting. The belt was turning fast in 1986 to 1996, says Hathaway. All magnetic fields swept up then should reappear as big sunspots in 2010-2011. Like most experts in the field, Hathaway has confidence in the conveyor belt model and agrees with Dick Patty that the next solar maximum should be a doozy, but he disagrees with one point. Dick Patty's forecast put solar max at 2012. Haswell believes it will arrive sooner, in 2010 or 2011. History shows that big sunspot cycles ramp up faster than small ones, he says. "I expect to see the first sunspot of the next cycle appearing in late 2010, and solar max to be underway by 2010 or 2011. Who's right? Time will tell. Either way, a storm is coming." This is a report on 2006. So we are talking about 5 years ago that they are telling us about the solar storm. Then they come back and warn us again on June 4, 2010, and the title says, "As the sun awakens, NASA keeps a wary eye on space weather." Look at these first words that I'm gonna read. Earth and space are about to come into contact in a way that's new to human history. I think this sentence, "Earth and space are about to come into contact in a way that's new to human history," is very important, because the human history is long. It's not from 1958 that the last solar storm hit Earth. So they are saying that this is gonna be a new event for the human history. So we're talking about years and years ago and current years. So for me, these sentences, I think, is telling us that what we're gonna see is gonna be very strange, very weird, and very hard to swallow. Because to something be like new to human history, it need to be something big, huge. So I continue with the article. Say new to the human history. To make preparation, authorities in Washington D.C. are holding a meeting, the Space Weather Enterprise Forum at the National Press Club on June 8. After that meeting, I don't hear anything that the government are telling to the people in the world. I don't know if the meeting was don't have good information for the government, and they don't want to spread or set a warning, because maybe the people go to a mass panic, and they continue saying, "This is just a solar storm, nothing will happen." I don't know why people continue saying nothing will happen, because even the NASA, they have some lies and they hide some information. From 2006 to 2011, they are warning us about this situation, and the government are not telling anything to us. Something is happening, or something will happen big that they don't want to panic us. So I will continue with the article. Richard Fisher, head of NASA Heliophysics Division, explained what this is about. The sun is waking up from a deep slumber, and in the next few years, we expect to see much higher level of solar activity. At the same time, our technological society has developed unprecedented sensitivity to solar storm. The intersection of these two issues is what we're getting together to discuss. The National Academy of Science framed the problem 2 years ago in a landmark report entitled Severe Space Weather Events, Societal and Economic Impact. It notes how people of the 21st century rely on high-tech systems for the basics of daily life. Smart power grids, GPS navigation, air travel, financial service, and emergency radio communication can be all knocked out by intense solar activity. A century-class solar storm, the academy warned, could cause 20 times more economic damage than Hurricane Katrina. Okay, I will stop there. You have the link below. You can continue reading the article, because I just want to tell you that they have warned us 2 times. They continue warning us. Think about this. This is so serious that they think that they can knock off GPS and our technology. Think about this. That you are, maybe, as we know, they can tell us when we're gonna hit by a solar wind or stream by the coronal mass ejection from the sun, but they take 24 to 48 hours, maybe less, depends of the type of explosion. But think about this. You are in a plane from USA to, let's say, China, and you know that take a lot of hours. So depends on where you go, from where you go. So think about that. You on this flying in the airplane, and a solar wind hit Earth from the sun and knock out GPS navigation. Do you think how many airplanes will get down, and how this will be a disaster? How many lives will be dead? Following this, let's say that it knock out electricity around the world for, let's say, 3 months, because it will fry some generators. So the hospitals need a machine to maintain people alive. They have some type of energy reactors or regenerator, I think is the name, I don't know, that can supply energy for a period of time with gas or gasoline, So let's say the hospital continue working for a few days after the end of that gas. You know that the gas station need a gas pump by electricity to flow the petroleum, the gas so they can get out of the machine and put it in your car. Sorry for my English, I'm trying my best. So it's not working. No gas, no car movement. The hospital stopped working. You don't think this is a big disaster? People that are still are going to be dead in the hospital because there's no electricity. We don't have car transportation. People in the airplanes will be dead because no GPS. There will be no phone cells, so you don't know where to reach your family. If you need to travel every day, so 3-4 miles to work, you cannot travel because your car it's not working. We have no gas. You will have no job. The banks are down, so you don't have money. If you put money in the bank, you will not have money. So this is a big concern, and this is serious because we're not talking about only planet Earth disaster like floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes. We're talking about technology, and we rely on that technology. So this is a big. I think this is a big more problem that we think, because we're going to the era of the ancient civilization, like thousands of years back, and this era, or this age, people of this age haven't seen this before. Even I haven't seen this before. So what we're gonna do, we need to have a plan, prepare, and see what happens next. But is the NASA warning us 2006, 2010, and this happening because it is very aware about the fish, birds, cows, cattle, jellyfish, and a lot of animals they are dying. The Gulf oil spill, the volcanoes, the earthquakes happening, the floods, the cold storms. So the signs are over there, and this is a priority. I don't know what they are doing for this, because the government haven't tell us what to do. I don't know if they are working inside job to preparing themselves for their safe, and forgetting about us. Let's see what happens. Just be prepared, follow this information, and it's better to stay prepared for nothing than not be prepared for something. Take care, people, and goodbye. This is Planet Earth Weekly News. Bye.
That's all, folks.